friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw Overrun. Very excited, Larson, this weekend. I'm going to swap out the titles for the new titles. Might come up with a new song. I'm going to make my music video, or at least get the song done for the Larson song. It's going to be great. I'm going to do a music video. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be great. It's going to be better than anything you could have done. It's going to be all original instrumentation.
No, it's not. It's going to be all garage band.
So what's wrong with that? GarageBand gives you a lot of options there, man. I'll play piano on GarageBand.
All right, good luck with that.
Not good luck with it. It's gonna be great. I don't need luck.
Great luck with that.
Definitely.
It's fine.
I am Gallus.
It's fine.
Confirmed. Is Steve Gallus, yeah or nay?
No, nay. Fake.
Darn it. Anyways, thank you very much for your support, because this is only available to patrons. Damn everybody else. F everybody else.
Wow.
There have been too many people that have told me like their kids watch this. That alone is enough to be, man, I can't. Yeah, I shouldn't be cursing.
All over the place, man.
What the? You know what I mean? Ouch. Chronic Bud Ryan says, I can't wait to get my Friendo Unified Championship Performance Center.
I need you to acknowledge something.
Uh-oh.
That more than a year ago, when I took over Friendo Unified Championship Wrestling, I said we need to make it brand safe for a wider audience.
Ooh.
I want you to acknowledge that I was out in front of a problem that we weren't aware of yet, and that was the right call. You need to acknowledge that.
No. I will not acknowledge that. I don't even remember any of that taking place.
It did.
I do remember how awesome W. Steve W. is. You know what I should do?
I'm guessing it was all demonetized by now.
Well, one idea we have for one thing I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. All right? W. Steve W. We're going to be filming on the Twitch, right? Oh, whoa! That shirt is up. Holy crap, that's great. I wish I knew that during the show. I'd have promoted it.
Yeah.
But we done filmed all our stuff for today and tomorrow.
We got something else to do tomorrow. We got Saturday. Going in Raw View, we can push it.
Correct. Anyways.
We're shooting a bunch of stuff tomorrow.
What are we shooting tomorrow? Oh, yeah. Well, just the Saturday show and then all the Going in Raw View stuff.
Well, Going in Raw View is going to be the Saturday show, but then we got to shoot something for later on.
What are we shooting tomorrow?
The best match of the 2018.
We got to do that tomorrow, too?
Yeah.
Nice. That's too much.
Be a busy day tomorrow.
Is there a post show tomorrow?
We're going to be live streaming our recording of Going in Raw View tomorrow. That'd kind of be our post show ish.
We're going to be doing that exclusively for patrons.
Yes, that's what I meant.
So we can probably stick around a little bit after that. Yeah. I mean, the deal is they're supposed to get one every 5 days a week. So yeah, we're going to do something.
Okay.
What was I saying?
Mm-hmm.
Should I thank you for that? Oh, no, this is what I was going to do. WCW, you're filming on Twitch. I'm going to curse as much as I can. And then I'll edit that for the YouTube version and then put that Twitch version on our Patreon. So W. Steve W. Uncensored.
Just making way too much work for yourself.
Will be available on Patreon. Exclusive.
Way too much work for yourself.
You want to hear F words? You can hear all the F words you want.
You can hear an F word anywhere you walk around,
for
pretty much.
$1 a month.
Ooh, pay to hear Steve cuss. Wow.
You would be stunned at how many people are going to be into that.
Why would they pay $1 to hear you cuss when they can just cuss themselves and hear it themselves?
Because they can do that whenever.
Exactly.
Why would I pay money to watch other people naked when I could just look at myself naked? Because I don't want to see myself naked. I want to see other people naked. Oh, man.
All right, we got non-news. Roll the graphic. Oh. Jumping out of your skin, basically, to hit the button.
You like Cheez-Its?
Oh,
You're an idiot.
Come on.
Tastes like shit.
Probably at least 5 people in chat who like Cheez-Its. You just call them idiots.
Does anybody in here like Cheez-Its? They're terrible.
All right, press 1 if you like Cheez-Its, 2 if you know.
I made fun of you. Wayne Maker. None of that language, man. People don't like that. Does anybody in here actually like Cheez-Its? That's disgusting.
Zach Stolpa doesn't like Cheez-Its.
2 for no?
Yeah, 2 is no. Nate Morris likes Cheez-Its.
my wife.
There's Tabata likes Cheez-Its.
The 4 Cheez-Its. Doesn't it just taste like the regular Cheez-Its?
Jameson Copeland likes Cheez-Its.
Waymaker, do you like Cheez-Its, yeah or nay?
Albert Areola likes Cheez-Its.
Wow. So much that you call them cheese?
So you're rude to a lot of people in chat. You need to apologize for that.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
You got to lose that Cheez-It stuff. That's unprofessional. If you want this to be a real post show, a real show,
Go ahead.
and not
Try
some
not to lick your
jokey thing, you need to lose that.
I put it back up.
Cheesy, crunchy satisfaction.
Yeah. You know why? Because you wish it. Anyways, what do you have for non-news? Finn Balor getting a huge push. Baseless speculation. Here it comes.
Well, this is from Dave Meltzer in the newsletter. He says, quote, Finn Balor, after being mired in the middle, is about to get a significant push, at least for a little while. How do you get pushed just for a little while? You win like 5 matches, and they decide, all right, you're hot enough, and then they just put the brakes on it, and you're back to losing half the time? What perfect purpose does that serve? No purpose.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Does Dave Meltzer know anybody there anymore? I think he does.
Yeah.
Because he heard that Vince was furious. Some of it feels obvious, and some of it feels specific. But sometimes I can't really tell.
Well, there's a lot of times where you kind of...
Hold on, sorry. Did he read the spoiler about the Christmas episode?
Maybe.
Is that the temporary push?
No, I wonder if it's just one of those situations where he's hedging his bets, because he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Like he might have heard from somebody, oh yeah, we're gonna put the rocket on Finn for a little bit. We're gonna put the rocket on Finn.
Yeah.
But like his own, he knows history. He knows how Finn's been treated ever since he got hurt.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a qualifier that he has, so he doesn't look foolish if this doesn't come to pass.
Yeah. So Drew is getting into a thing with Dolph.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is Finn
I
getting
guess
into a thing?
after Seth is done with Dean, it could be Finn and Dean, but Finn's not gonna. They're not gonna take that Intercontinental title off Dean anytime soon.
Oh, they wouldn't. Oh, are you? I think they would, especially after the reaction. Listen.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Yeah, if the rumor is true, who said that that people are down on the Shield now?
Oh,
Where did that come from?
I think it was like from Oh You Didn't Know or something like that.
From who?
Oh You Didn't Know, the podcast, not Road Dogg.
Oh, okay. Look, if I were a betting man and I wanted to bet on WWE writing, they crapped all over that TLC match so much, and they didn't really touch. I mean, I know Dean came out and did his promo on Seth, and then the next week Seth and Baron had that match. Did Dean show up on the Christmas episode? No. I don't know, man. They might try to run away from that as much as possible.
I think the reason Dean didn't show up on the Christmas Eve episode of Raw is because it was just like a feel-good episode.
Yeah, sure. But my point is still sound. If they want to run away from that TLC thing,
well, if they want to run away from it, half of what Seth was saying at the first episode of Raw was that he wasn't done with Dean, and then when he's interviewed for the Christmas Eve episode, the one thing they asked him about is are you worried about Dean interfering in your match tonight?
Yeah.
They're not running away from it.
But then, spoiler alert, he didn't. So I don't know if they're running away from it, but they might do the thing where they might head towards it again, and then Finn somehow gets involved, and then they just drop it, and it just goes to Finn Dean. Dean's promo in Sacramento were crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
No one cares.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cared about that.
Now, if they were smart, they would do something like this. They'd have Dean with this. Well, actually, no. If they're smart, they'll just keep Dean in the mid card. But if they can find a way for him to actually get some actual heat and actually tell an interesting story, and Seth is going to win the Universal title, then have Dean drop the IC belt to Finn, and then after Mania, again, with caveat, they actually find a way to tell an interesting story, then you can do Dean Seth for the Universal title. It's a huge caveat, though, because they have yet to find a way to make the story interesting.
That boring chant at TLC, I think, has legs, man. I would be very surprised. And I know they went down that route, but, dude, I don't know what kind of legs that thing has.
Yeah,
I really don't. Finn Dean kind of makes sense at this point. It wouldn't surprise me if they put that IC title on Finn. You've seen how they treat Dean as a champion anyways. They never treat him good
seriously,
as a champion.
No, they never treat him seriously.
So, I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Waymaker asked if I changed my shirt. It's the same shirt I've been wearing the whole time, man.
Yeah, no, he didn't change his shirt. I can attest
I
to
haven't
that.
had time to change my shirt. Fred the Shed, poor Dean. People have been saying for 5 years he could be the top heel, and when they finally turn him heel, it's been a flop because of crap creative.
That's true. That's totally true.
Yep.
And the thing is, I honestly think that there's a lot more they could get out of him and his character and his
They
performance
just failed
ability.
to do it thus far.
Yeah, it's an absolute bummer.
Next, also from Meltzer, this is on Twitter though. Someone asked him if Shinsuke Nakamura has any designs on going back to New Japan once his contract was up with WWE. Meltzer's response was short and to the point. Quote, he's not going back to Japan.
Whoa, confirmed. That seems solid.
But it doesn't mean he's not going to All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, that definitely means he's not going back to All Out. My goodness gracious. No way, man. That dude is not going All Elite. I can't even say it. What's easier to pronounce, All Elite Wrestling or Dijakovic?
All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, All Elite Wrestling. Yeah. Man.
Last non-news story, unless you got something else to add on that one. Obviously not. Asuka was interviewed by Tokyo Sports following her win at TLC. And from Cage Side Seats, I guess they put this response through Google Translate.
I want to read this. She said, after I finished the match, everyone backstage welcomed us, clapping. Chairman Vince McMahon hugged her directly and said, congratulations, it was a good match. I was really happy, said Asuka. Number one, that's very charming. Number two, Asuka seems like she's having a blast in WWE.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if... How many people do you think Vince McMahon hugs
Not very many.
when they come backstage?
I'd be surprised if it was a lot. You want to speculate?
All right.
Daniel Bryan, when he won WWE title. Yeah, I think so.
Are we going to do this off the top of our heads? Okay.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan won WWE title. I think backstage. Yeah, they had a moment.
Yeah, they had to have.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good
I
moment.
don't know if it was a hug per se, but there was a moment.
Wait, hold on a second.
Just when he won it this last time.
Was Vince at SmackDown,
He
though?
might not have been. That's a good question.
He might not have been at SmackDown.
Might not have been a SmackDown.
The next time he saw him, did they hug?
A warm handshake with maybe one of these.
I could see that. Okay.
On Vince. Vince doing that.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Did
You know what I really loved? When Heath Slater came out as referee on Raw.
Yeah.
And he was a bit loose with Stephanie, bit jokey with Shane, sees Vince, stern handshake.
Yeah.
The sort of half reassuring smile thing.
Yeah.
All business with
All
that guy.
business with Vince.
I saw what happened with Titus.
Yeah.
I am not touching anybody's arm.
No.
Playing it safe. All right. So Daniel Bryan, we both agree, firm handshake.
Warm handshake.
Yeah. Yeah, warm handshake. Brock has never hugged anybody.
Yeah, no.
Brock has never
All
gotten
right,
a
This
hug.
is the Universal Champions. All right, so when Finn won the first Universal Champion, do you think there was a hug? I don't think there was, not between Vince and Finn Balor.
And Triple H.
Yes.
That was a deep hug.
Yes, but not between Vince and Finn because I don't know if Vince was familiar enough with him at that point.
Correct.
Kevin Owens and Finn. Kevin Owens and Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Given that Kevin Owens, he goes over and says, "Are we cool?" Then he got a hug. Yeah.
Goldberg when he won the Universal Championship.
Although let me ask you this. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Goldberg hugs everybody.
Yeah, he feels
I would
like,
have to think.
he seems like a hugger.
That dude hugs.
Yeah.
He totally does. Is it related to how good the match is also? Finn might have got a hug. He got injured during it, and it was a hell of a match.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he might have got a hug, and it was at SummerSlam. Big deal.
But also, if he was hurt and had a bad shoulder, maybe Vince wouldn't want to hug him for fear of hurting him further.
But spiritually, emotionally, there was, I think, a hug.
There was that at least.
Yeah.
Goldberg got a hug. Lesnar, absolutely not.
No, he doesn't.
Reigns, absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. That was a deep hug. Lasted a minute. Everybody sort of stood there, and it got just past the point of awkwardness.
AJ Styles, did he get a hug when he won the WWE?
Oh, absolutely. I knew you could do it. You're my pit bull. I knew that was the case. Oh, thanks, boss. Oh, absolutely. There was a hug there. What about when Dean won the Intercontinental Championship at TLC? He got yelled at.
He probably got ignored.
What the hell was that crap?
Jinder, when he won the WWE title. Yeah, Jinder got a hug.
Oh, yeah. That's a feel-good story.
What about Bray?
Yeah.
You think so?
Because Vince has known him since he was a little kid.
Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
He loves his dad. Doesn't dad still work there?
I think Mike Rotunda still works
Oh
there.
man, yeah. If you know somebody when they're a little kid and then they make money for your company.
Let me ask you this: when Dean cashed in Money in the Bank and beat Seth for the WWE title, did he get a hug then?
I don't know that Vince ever liked Dean.
Yeah, I get this feeling too.
I don't think that he ever liked Dean, man. I don't think so. John gets a hug as much as possible.
I think John Cena gets a hug when he shows up in the arena.
I think he does too. I think that's the case. What about, so all the women I think have gotten hugs. Charlotte definitely. All 8 times or 7 times.
7 times, yes.
That's a definite.
Let's see. Miz, do you think Miz got one in 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he did. Because to go from getting kicked out of the locker room to being champion, yeah.
Ryback, when he won the Intercontinental Championship in 2015, did he get a hug?
He went for one. Didn't get one.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to. He went like this, and then Vince said, "Congratulations." That's hilarious. Oh, man. All right, let's read some of these comments here. From the chatters. Wayne Maker says, Brock hugged me. Then I Starship pained him into a Spanish fly. Then he tapped to my chicken wing. Interesting fantasy booking there from Wayne Maker.
That's a good question from Sergio C. Would Vince shake Orton's hand?
Orton would wash it beforehand.
Thayer asks.
Orton would tell him, I just touched my dick with his hand, so no.
He'd be honest, yes.
Yeah, he'd be honest.
Thayer says, Gribby uploaded a match where the winner got the water.
Find out on tomorrow's episode of Going in Raw.
That'll be our tape trade this week, is Gribby.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make that dude feel bad, and I feel like the comments would probably make him feel bad.
Yeah.
I know. I need to upload the new tape trade. It's uploaded. I got to do
A thumbnail for it?
thumbnail for it. Yeah. Let's see here.
My goodness, I am hungry.
What do you think the water is? What do you think that means?
I'm assuming it's just a bottle of water.
Wayne Maker also says, who would be the best advocate for each of you? Either Heyman or Cornette. Pick one. I'd go with Cornette. I think it'd be funny to watch me facepalm so much from my advocate. You know, he's out there talking mess about guys that I really like, and I'd be like, oh, God, why is this a thing now?
Yeah, Heyman for me. I was listening to, this is somewhat unrelated.
Sorry, Bud Ryan says me saying I'll eat wrestling. It sounds like I'm saying I'll eat wrestling. I eat dub.
I was listening to the Survivor Series 98 edition of Something to Wrestle With and get the feeling that Bruce Pritchard isn't that keen on Kenny Omega.
Oh, wait, you were listening to what?
Survivor Series 98.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, they go off on tangents all the time. And he was like, it was the Vengeance one because they're talking about Jericho, I think.
Oh, you're right. No, I remember that same thing.
Yeah. Where he's like, I appreciate what he's done and how he's helping New Japan,
And he's like, regardless of what you think
of what anybody thinks, which makes me think he doesn't care about how he wrestles matches.
It's so bizarre to me. It is so bizarre. What possible? Okay, so I think Cornette just is unable to come around to a guy. Once he's on your crap list.
Well, I think it goes beyond that. I think Cornette has a very firm idea in his mind what wrestling should be, and it should be portrayed as a believable fight between the competitors in the ring. So when Kenny Omega has a match against a 9-year-old kid,
right, exactly,
he thinks it exposes the business.
But that was years ago.
Yeah.
If you take a look at Kenny Omega's resume, if you take a look at his matches over the past 24 months, last 2 years, what is there possibly to take issue with in terms of the kind of wrestling that we know Jim Cornette likes? That's what confuses me so much.
I don't know.
Is that his matches are physical, they're brutal, they look like real fights. I have no idea what the problem with any of that could possibly be. It confuses me. So that leads me to believe that he just doesn't like the way Kenny Omega thinks about wrestling, because years ago he had that kind of match, and he does comedy stuff, and he enjoys comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Confuses the crap out of me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know some people
Waymaker says Cornette does change his mind, to be frank. Maybe you can shed some light on what I'm talking about then. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. A lot of those guys who are around the business, for a long time are pretty old school about how matches should be put together and stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe they have a problem with, like, Kenny doing, like, 15 knees during the course of a match and not be able to pin anybody because of it.
That could be. Maybe. I don't know. It's so weird to me. Like,
I
get his point about, I don't agree with it at all, but I understand from his point of view, from his context, like the Joey Ryan thing.
Mm-hmm.
What cracks me up is that when people say, oh, wrestling is just this now. It's like, well, wrestling, it's like saying, oh, yeah, all movies are just blank now. And it's like, well, there's a whole variety of stuff out there.
Thereth the Bot asks, what do you think Cornette thinks of Suzuki? He should think he's legit as F.
I would think.
Because he is.
Because he is. Yeah, I don't know. That kind of stuff, like, confuses me. What problem do you have? I'm going to see if there's any other questions that we didn't answer.
That's the new game. What does Cornette think of, insert wrestler's name here?
Oh, I like that. Okay, what does Cornette think of Finn Balor?
Probably thinks he's too small.
He says, I listen to Cornette every week, and he does move his opinion. He loves Suzuki. RJ says, I think Bruce Pritchard enjoys the soap opera type storytelling WWE has, so he probably doesn't enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. You definitely wouldn't see a character like Brother Love in New Japan.
No, that's true. But then you've got what's that dude's name? Izuka. He's like a weird Frankenstein monster type guy.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that WWE used to like.
Fred the Shed says, I do agree with one thing old school guys say is if you need 60-plus minutes to have a great match, you're doing it wrong. But Ric Flair was having 60-minute time limit draws all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
You don't mean Kenny Omega doesn't need 60 minutes. He had really good matches in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's all about the story. Part of the story was the match went that long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to look at other things. Other things. I hate that the thumbnail didn't update on this thing.
Yeah,
that
that's
really
weird.
bugs the crap out of me.
Wayne Maker says, Cornette hates Trump and Republicans, so he ain't that bad.
Oh, I know. I mean, my thing about this is when it comes to wrestling, I really don't care. Like, a guy's thoughts on wrestling, I don't care what your opinion on wrestling is. If you're a good person, you're a good person. And he seems like a decent human being. I mean, yeah, he goes off sometimes on people and calls them stupid and stuff like that for having different wrestling opinions. And I disagree with that aspect of what he does. But I could care less if he has an old school way of enjoying wrestling.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't influence my enjoyment of
like, for example, like Brian Zane, for example. Like, his predilections and tastes are a bit different than mine and yours. Yeah. But the dude is a sincerely good person.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't go out of his way to disrespect other people and their opinions of wrestling.
Yeah.
Cornette does, but and that's something that I'm not really huge on. And he is really funny. Cornette is really funny.
He is really funny.
Yeah.
He is a wildly funny dude.
Here we go. QA thread.
Half the time when he's kind of insulting people for not agreeing with his opinion is so hilariously over the top.
It's like in character.
Yeah, I have a hard time taking it like really seriously.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But then again, his opinion is not going to influence my opinion whatsoever, so I take it with a grain of salt as well in that respect.
I am kind of curious about this. I didn't want to get too deep into it, but I'm curious what our friendos here in chat think about the whole, because everybody's like crapping on Disco Inferno right now. I know Disco has said a lot of things in the past that, are like whatever, and I'm not like a fan of the guy or anything, but when I saw that gif of that guy killing himself, and he said, this is what wrestling has become. I don't agree with saying this is what catch-all wrestling has become. Yeah. But when I see gifs of indie wrestlers doing really stupid things without the proper experience or practice and training to do it.
And probably for about $20.
Yeah. There is that part of me that's like, this is asinine. It's absolutely asinine for somebody to do that to themselves, But but they're allowed to do whatever they want. I just think it's asinine.
Yeah.
Kind of curious what people think about that.
Oh, Disco posted a GIF of some guy who was doing a 450 onto a table. The table was too close to the ring. There was no mats on the concrete, so he hit face first in the concrete and knocked himself out.
I think he said, the dude even responded and said, I cracked my skull, but I'm okay. Thanks for asking. Something like that.
Yeah.
But apparently it was from the same promotion, I think, or maybe it was the same guy who. Remember that one spot in the corner? It was like an indie show, corner of the ring. The ring post, guy gets dropped down and like the ring breaks.
Yeah.
I think that was either the same guy.
Oh wow.
Or it was like a friend of his, same promotion, something like that. Because he was tweeting about that too. I was looking at the guy's timeline. Waymaker says that's where Cornette is right when he says outlaw mud show, and I think that's how he refers to those types of indie shows where people do stupid things for like no money, and it's just risky for the sake of being risky, and
they try to get a little attention by doing crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have any mats on the concrete. I think that's just silly. Like if I go to a wrestling show, I legitimately don't want to see a guy get hurt.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been to shows where they do take a couple too many liberties, or even worse, when they take liberties with the crowd. Like if you're doing a death match and you're swinging for the fences with a fluorescent tube, and you're facing the crowd, that's so horribly irresponsible.
Yeah, it is, because if one shard of fluorescent tube impales somebody,
I can't stand that stuff.
A, somebody's going to get hurt. B, you're probably going to get sued.
Yeah. RJ says he cracked his skull and has lost hearing in one ear. It's not worth it. Mm-mm. It's totally not worth it. I don't know why. Like it's not a point of pride. There was that one video that Vice put up about backyard wrestling or death matches.
The guy that had the like bolt stuck in his head, and
they were like pulling it out. Oh, like come on! What are you even doing these days? I don't know. Yeah, fluorescent tubes. I don't know who introduced those to wrestling, but they really need to
go away.
They need a stern talking to.
Yeah.
Couple questions here. Oh, Fred the Shed, he's in chat, but he also left this comment on our NXT thread. Now that the UK tapings from Plymouth have all aired, I can now tell you about the post-show dark segment. Rest of Gallus came out to beat down Banks. Mustache Mountain made the save, and it turned into a 6-man tag, and HBK came out to be the special guest referee.
That's cool.
Eventually, heels got themselves DQ'd, and Pete Dunne hobbled down to make the save. Then faces all danced in the ring to HBK's theme music.
Oh, that sounds great.
That sounds really cool. That sounds like a special thing.
Kyle Mushigan says, I just saw a GIF of a guy taking a weed whacker to a guy's stomach legit.
Oh, I've seen that. That's too far.
Why would you do that?
That's too much, man. It's too much. Samuel Bronkowitz. What other finishers do you think make as good an FU statement as a Black Mass? I love the Black Mass because he starts talking to him while he's bringing him up. I think he should keep that as part of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know? John, I absolve you of your sins. You want to get a pizza later.
A well-placed super kick can achieve the same thing, too.
Like when HBK said, I love you, I'm sorry.
Super kick.
Super kick. Yeah, you're right. I like that. Well, like a lot of indie guys do that kind of thing now. Like the PWG match where we saw, I think it was OVE and then Adam Cole and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
And all the super kicks that were going on.
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of talking and come on, do it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff's great.
Let's see here.
Waymaker says even the tables match at Progress Wembley, the tables went into business for themselves, and the 4,000 in attendance were shocked. They kept trying to break the tables. It was brutal.
Was that the one with Eddie Dennis and Mark Andrews? I really still need to watch that.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Penultimate Tommy Wiseau.
He says yes.
Okay. Do you think WWE will rearrange the rosters via a superstar shakeup before Mania for Mania storylines to work? So, for example, Becky Lynch taking on
Ronda Rousey. They shift her to Raw.
Will they do that via? Will they do a couple of those things for Superstar?
I don't think they'll do a shakeup with that to get that match. They'll probably have Becky win the Rumble.
That's kind of the only match that needs a roster.
Yeah,
like needs somebody from one roster go to the other, and they're so obvious about it. Let's see here. Ranch Dress and Wrestling said, "I love Dijakovic, but he's really just I'm just gonna pronounce both the k and ch. But he really just looks like a poorly made creator wrestler from a PS2 era game. He does look a tad depixeled.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's got less pixels. It's like Ole Anderson always looked like
a pixelized Arn was a pixelized version of Ole, right? Or
no,
backwards.
Ole looked like he was like a
low res version of Arn.
Low res version of Arn,
okay.
yeah. This is a good question. I think this is fair. If Dijakovic is top notch, then who in NXT or WWE is Mecha Santa? There isn't somebody so obvious. That literally looks like
Lars
Dijakovic.
put horns in a wig on Lars Sullivan. You're getting close.
You're getting there, huh? You're getting there. Johnny Dabbs, would you like Paige to become the manager of British Strong Style? And what do you think is going to happen with Alexa Bliss? And we think Johnny Wrestling comes up to Maine. And what brand would you put him on? I put him on SmackDown, says Johnny Dabbs.
Yeah, I would too. No for
Nay
Paige.
on Paige.
They don't need a manager.
Don't know what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss because apparently she can't take bumps, but then she's not going to be an authority figure either.
Yeah.
But they still really like her, so they're going to find
they'll find a role for her somehow.
When do you think Gargano goes to Maine?
This story with
another year.
Yeah, this story has a lot of legs.
Like Mania 36. Just start paying both those guys a lot more than your normal NXT thing. Like bump them up from 90,000 to 150,000.
Yeah.
And they'll be fine.
Yes.
Anyways, we got stuff to do. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.